She is late getting her husband's dinner on the table. Not because she forgot, not because she doesn't care, because she was watching the horizon. His ship was supposed to be back weeks ago. She has not said that out loud to anyone. She tells her son he is always late. She tells herself he is always late. She told him the same thing on their wedding day when he showed up after the ceremony had already started. T.H. Bodden is always late. He will come back. Her name is Ursel Bodden. She lives on Cayman Brac, a small quiet island tucked into the Caribbean Sea, far enough from everything that most people who live there have never needed to leave. She has a son named Isaac, a sister-in-law named Elizabeth, who everyone calls Liz, a house, a garden, a life that looks, from every angle, completely ordinary. It is not ordinary, but nobody on this island knows that yet. This is the Bluff. Somewhere on the open water, a ship is being boarded. TH's ship. His men don't get a warning and they don't get a chance. The men who come over the side are not interested in negotiation. One by one, the crew is put to death. TH himself is taken alive, shackled, kept breathing, because the man leading this attack needs him for something specific. That man's name is Connor, and Connor does not want TH. Connor wants what TH can lead him to. He goes through the ship's documents, maps, cargo records, port of origin, everything, and he finds what he is looking for. Cayman Brac. He sets sail. Back on the island, Liz is not thinking about any of this. Liz is young and in love and completely done with this island. She has a man, a local boy, handsome, the kind of person a small community produces once in a generation and immediately wants to keep. She and this boy have a plan. They are leaving. They have a meeting point arranged. The moment the timing is right, they are gone. She is counting down the days the same way Ursel is counting the days her husband is overdue. Neither of them knows that Connor's ship is already close. Neither of them knows what is about to happen to this island. The scouts arrive first. 2 of them. Quiet, moving through the island like they belong there, looking for specific things, defenses, numbers, exits. They find Liz's boy before anyone else does, before Liz can get to the meeting point. They cut his throat. Then the main force hits, armed men pouring onto the island with weapons that the islanders have no answer for. Whatever defense the community tries to put together is over before it starts. The pastor, the man who leads the church here, a former pirate himself who found something like peace on this island, watches the leader of the community get blown to pieces by their own cannon. Liz sees it too. She runs. Into the wilderness, pure blind terror, no direction, just away. Connor's men reach Ursel's home. And here is where you understand that Ursel is not who this island thinks she is. Because when the men come into her house, she does not freeze. She does not scream. She moves, fast, efficient, with the muscle memory of someone who has been in rooms like this before and knows exactly how they end if you hesitate. She gets Isaac into a hiding place beneath the floor. Then she turns around. 2 against 1. Armed, trained, brutal men who have been killing people on this island all morning. She handles them. Not easily. They get her. They string her up, get her restrained, and that is when Isaac, hidden beneath the floor, cries out in fear, and the moment he does, Ursel stops calculating and starts fighting. She overpowers both of them with her bare hands. One of them runs to find Connor. They have caught the woman. The woman. Not a housewife, not a maid, not just someone's wife. The woman. Like they were told specifically to look for her, like she is the reason this entire raid is happening. She hands Isaac to the pastor, the one man on this island who she trusts with him, because the pastor is the one man on this island who used to be what she used to be. And she disappears. Connor enters her empty house. He finds nothing. She is already gone. But Isaac is wheelchair-bound, and the wheels leave tracks in the sand. And Connor's men follow the trail into the jungle, while Connor promises the remaining islanders that nobody else will be harmed. He says it calmly, the way men say things they may or may not mean. Ursel's plan is simple. Find Liz, reach the pastor and Isaac at the designated spot, move. She finds Liz in the wilderness, terrified, grieving, the boy she loved dead and the island she wanted to escape now actively trying to kill her. Ursel doesn't give her time to fall apart. They move. Connor's men are right behind them. They hit a stream, crocodiles in the water, at least one, maybe more, the kind that makes you look at a crossing and do the calculation. Ursel crosses, Liz crosses, Isaac gets across. Connor's men follow. The crocodile attacks. Several of Connor's men die in that water. Ursel doesn't stop to watch. She keeps moving through the forest, a bloody, relentless chase through dense jungle with men who are not going to stop until they have her or they are dead. Eventually, they get clear. But the pastor makes a decision. He turns around, goes back toward Connor's men, buys them time the only way left, with his own life. He was a pirate once. He knows how this kind of thing ends. He makes the choice anyway. Before the chase ends, Connor gets close enough to deliver one piece of information directly to her cell. Her husband is alive. TH is in his custody, breathing, for now. Ursel keeps moving, but she heard it, and Connor knows she heard it, and he knows exactly what she is going to do next. She takes Liz and Isaac to the Bluff, the highest point on Cayman Brac, a massive limestone cliff face that rises from the island's interior and looks from a distance like a dead end, like a place you go when you have run out of options. That is what Connor will think when he finds out where she went. He will be wrong. There are caves inside the Bluff, hidden, not discoverable unless you know they are there and you know exactly where to look. And inside those caves, Ursel has been building something, quietly, over years, without telling anyone on this island. Firearms, swords, supplies, booby traps set up through the tunnel system, and gold. A cache of gold that a very specific man has been searching for across the Caribbean for a very long time. Connor's gold. Liz and Isaac are standing in it, surrounded by it, looking at Ursel, the woman who makes dinner and tends her garden and waits for her husband, and trying to understand what they are actually looking at. She tells them, not all of it, not every detail of every terrible thing, but enough. She was not always Ursel Bodden of Cayman Brac. She was an indentured servant of the British as a child. Her entire family was. When she was 12 years old, the ship she was on was attacked by pirates. Her parents were killed. She was taken. She grew up on that ship, endured things that 12-year-old girls should never have to endure, learned things that kept her alive and cost her things she will never fully name. She became one of them because becoming one of them was the only way to survive. She became good at it. She became feared. They called her Bloody Mary. Connor was the ship. Connor was the man. He was her captain, and eventually more than her captain, in the way that power works when one person has all of it and the other person is young and alone and has nowhere else to go. She endured that too. And then, one day, she stopped enduring and started planning. She took the gold. She took her exit. She took a name, Ursel Bodden, and she came to the smallest, most remote island she could find, and she built a life over the bones of everything that came before it. Liz and Isaac are quiet. Ursel doesn't wait for a response. TH is out there. She is going out alone. Connor has made camp directly outside her home. Of all the places on the island, he chose her house, her table, her kitchen, her space, occupied by the man who has been hunting her across the Caribbean. He sits in her home like he belongs there, like he is waiting for her to come back to it. He has been waiting for her a long time. There is a well near the house that connects to the Bluff through an underground passage. Ursel uses it, moves through the dark beneath the camp, emerges on the other side, and enters the perimeter the way only someone who knows the exact geography of this island can, from underneath it. She moves through the guards, takes them down quietly, one by one. She finds TH, shackled in a room, thin, worn from however long Connor has been holding him, but alive, looking at her with the expression of a man who is trying to hold two things at once, relief that she is here and fear of what being here is going to cost her. They hold each other, and then he asks her. Connor told him things about who she was, about her and Connor, about what their relationship was before TH ever met her. She doesn't lie to him. She never lied to him about her past. She just never gave him the full map of it. She tells him what it was. She tells him why. She tells him that surviving is not the same as choosing, and she needs him to understand the difference. He hears it. He is hurt. He is also still shackled in a room, and his wife is the only person on earth who came to get him. The key to the shackles is with Connor. She cannot get it tonight. She cannot free him tonight. She promises him she will come back. Connor discovers something is wrong before she makes it out clean. Guards down, the perimeter breached. But Ursel is already back in the tunnel, already gone, moving through the dark beneath the camp while Connor's men search the ground above her. She makes it back to the caves. The next time she goes out, she is not hiding. She walks straight into the open ground outside her house, the ground that Connor and his men have been standing on since they took the island, and she calls out to him, openly, in daylight. "Come out, let's talk." Connor comes out. One of his men decides that is not how this works and moves toward her. Ursel presses a button. The man disappears in a blast of fire and debris. The ground outside her house is mined, has been mined. She planted it herself, quietly, carefully, at some point before any of this started. because she always knew that one day someone would come to this island and she wanted the ground around her home to be the most dangerous place they had ever stood. Connor's men stop moving. He brings TH out. She throws a crate in front of him. "Gold. Show me you have it," he said. "There it is." Connor looks at it, looks at her, and signals the sniper. There is a man positioned above the scene with his weapon trained on TH. Ursel did not know about him. She planned for everything, and she did not know about him. Connor wants the rest of the gold, not just the crate, all of it. And while he's demanding it, he and TH get into it, a physical confrontation that breaks whatever controlled transaction this was supposed to be and turns it into chaos. Connor overpowers TH. He has him. He is about to kill him. Ursel pleads. She hands over the crate completely. "Take it. Take all of it. Just let him go." Connor takes the crate and kills TH anyway, right there, in front of her. The man she built this entire life around, the house, the island, the name, the garden, the ordinary quiet existence she constructed on the other side of everything terrible, gone. She presses another button. The crate was rigged. The gold was rigged. It detonates and takes a significant portion of Connor's crew with it, including the son of Lee, Connor's lieutenant, a man named Tamura Morrison's Lee, who has been with Connor long enough to have a son old enough to die on a Caribbean island chasing someone else's revenge. Ursel is injured in the blast, but she is moving. She does not stop moving. Lee finds Connor in the aftermath. Grief makes people say true things. Lee says all of them. He tells Connor this was never about the gold. The gold was the reason he gave the crew. The real reason, the only reason Connor crossed the Caribbean and attacked a quiet island and killed a man's crew and held a husband hostage, was her. Just her. Personal. Connor doesn't argue with it. He shoots Lee. Then he turns to what is left of his crew, scattered, diminished, standing in the aftermath of an explosion that cost them men they knew, and he gives them something to hold on to. The gold is gone, but Ursel, Bloody Mary, has a bounty on her head that the British Empire posted a long time ago. Anyone who delivers her gets pardoned, completely. Every crime erased, every name cleared. Total freedom. All they have to do is bring her in. The crew that just watched their friends die decides that is enough reason to keep going. The hunt continues. Back in the caves, Ursel is dealing with two things at once. Her husband is dead, that is one thing. Connor and whatever is left of his crew are going to find these caves eventually. That is the other thing. She does not have the luxury of sitting with the first one. Not yet, not here. She prepares. The cave system is already partially set with traps. She built them over time, knowing that if this place was ever found, she needed it to be the worst possible environment for whoever came in. Now she adds more, goes through the tunnels from entrance to end and makes each one a problem. Liz watches her. Isaac watches her. Neither of them speaks. She gives Isaac a task that sounds like she is sending him to safety. She tells him to take the small boat she has stored near the base of the bluff and paddle to the nearest British regiment. Get help. Go. Isaac goes. He gets to the boat, and beneath the floor of the boat, beneath the boards, he finds gold nuggets, carefully packed, hidden by the same woman who hid gold in caves and rigged crates with bombs and mined the ground around her own house. The crate she offered Connor was a fraction of what she actually had. She kept the real cachet the whole time. Connor finds the caves. Nobody knows how. The entrance is hidden, the location is not marked anywhere, and only Ursel knew where it was. But Connor has been tracking this woman for years, and he is not a man who fails twice at the same thing. He brings his men in. The caves do exactly what Ursel designed them to do. In the dark, with the tunnels branching and doubling back, with the traps set at the points where men move fastest and think least, with Ursel herself moving through it all in the total silence of someone who memorized every inch of this place, Connor's crew starts dying. She snipes from the elevated passages, takes men down before they know where the shot came from, draws groups into dead ends and closes them, moves through the system like it is part of her body, because after years of building it in secret, it basically is. Liz is not standing by. The man who killed her boyfriend, the scout who cut his throat before the raid even began, finds her in one of the tunnels. He's not interested in taking her prisoner. Liz uses one of Ursel's traps. He is dead before he fully understands what happened. She takes the pendant from his body, the one he stole off her boyfriend's corpse. She puts it around her own neck. That is the whole of her grief, right there, in that action. No speech, no breakdown, just the pendant, just taking back the one thing he had no right to take. Connor's men keep dying, one by one, some by traps, some by Ursel directly. The darkness that terrifies them is the same darkness she has been moving through for years, and she uses every second of that advantage without mercy. By the time it is over, every man is down. Connor is alone. He calls out to her, not pleading, not threatening, something in between. The voice of a man who has run out of moves and knows it and is making the only request he has left. All his men are dead. The bounty is not coming. The gold is gone. The crew is gone. There is nothing left between them except the years and the history and the thing that has been driving him across the Caribbean since she left. He asks for a duel, one-on-one, outside, in the open air, in the light, like buccaneers. 2 words, that is all he says. 2 words that reach back to every rule and code and unwritten law of the life they both used to live, when she was Bloody Mary and he was her captain, and there was a version of honor in their world even if it was surrounded by everything that wasn't. Ursel walks out. She could let him stay in that cave and deal with him in the dark, where she has every advantage. She chooses not to, because she is not just fighting to survive this, she is fighting to finish it. And some things need to be finished in the light. She walks to the top of the bluff. They face each other at the edge of the cliff, the sea in every direction, the island spread out below them, the sky wide open above. It is a spectacular and terrible place to end something that started when she was 12 years old on a ship that was not supposed to be attacked. They draw swords. Connor is stronger, always has been. He is a bigger man with a longer reach and decades of violence behind him and none of the injury she is carrying from the explosion at the camp. He gives her chances. Twice he gets her to a position where she could yield. Twice he offers it. Yield. She doesn't. He overpowers her, gets her on the ground, sword raised. The fight is over and they both know it, and the ending that has been building since the scouts arrived on this island is about to land on top of the bluff with the sea watching from all sides. A shot rings out. Liz, standing at a distance, gun raised. The woman who started this day planning to run away from this island with the boy she loved, who watched that boy die before breakfast, who sheltered in a cave and killed a man in the dark and took back a pendant, shoots at Connor. She misses, but she moved him, just enough, just for a second. Ursel finds the second. She attacks. Everything she has left, injured, exhausted, outmatched, she puts into one final push and she drives her sword into Connor. He falls. He falls on top of the bluff. It is over. The man who took her childhood and spent years trying to take everything she built after it is gone. Ursel tells Elizabeth something in the quiet after. Her name. Her real name. The one she had before the ship, before the pirates, before Bloody Mary, before Cayman Brack, before any of it. Miriam. She has not said it out loud to another person in a very long time. Maybe not since she was 12. Maybe not since the last morning on the ship before the attack, when she was still just a child with a name her parents gave her and a future that still felt like it belonged to her. Elizabeth hears it, does not say anything for a moment. Then she nods. Isaac is already on the water in the small boat, already moving toward whatever British regiment is closest, already sitting on top of more gold than anyone on Cayman Brack has ever seen in one place. He does not know yet what happened on the bluff. He does not know his father is dead. He does not know his mother just killed a man with a sword at the edge of a cliff. He is paddling. The survivors of Cayman Brack come out of hiding, the ones who ran when the raid started, the ones who locked their doors and prayed and waited. They emerge slowly, the way people emerge after violence when they are not sure yet that it is actually over, and they find the island quiet, and Connor's men gone, and Ursel standing in the middle of it. Still standing, as she always has been. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.